Of all the arts out there in the world, the art of communication is senior, most important. You know, people ask me about lessons about effective communication. It's kind of funny because if it isn't effective, it's not communication. Think about that for a moment. You know, I'll tell you something. I literally have gone to many courses on the skill of how to communicate effectively. Literally today with my wife, we were in there arguing. You can see how effective we were on that communication. But I'll tell you something, man. It is the gift of life. Being able to actually have an idea and go, how do I take this idea and I simplify it so I can bring it across the distance and get it duplicated by people who may not have the time to listen, might not have the same vocabulary, might not have the same education like I, not have the same belief systems that I have, and still get that communication to resonate to where they can go, okay, I get what he said. That doesn't mean they agreed with me, but they got the communication. They weren't offended by getting the communication and they got it. Now it's my job to help them agree with it. That's a whole nother level of communication there. But I'll tell you something that makes me of worth is the fact that I really, truthfully, honest to God, I love people. You know, and I want to see them do well, and I want to see them better in life. In order to do that, you've got to be willing to bless people's plus points and point out their minus points. And I'll tell you, man, I think most people are afraid to talk about what is those uglies. You got to be able to bring it up to them to where if it's wrong, you got to talk about it. If it's right, you got to talk about it. Now, it's obviously easier to talk about what's right, but man, if you want to become successful in life, you got to be willing to talk about the uglies, man. You got to be willing to get in there and talk about what people don't want to talk about. And I'll tell you, if you do that, you become true to yourself, because if you see it and you observe it and you got that it's there and you ignore it, damn you. You betrayed yourself, your family, and everyone that works for you. And if you're an employee, same thing. Now you might have to use more tact and diplomacy to be able to say what you see, but you still need to say something about it, because if you're not being honest with yourself, and you stop being yourself. So just be you. Observe what you observe, look at it, make sure that you got all the data, right? Because sometimes missing data will color the scene. But man, if you got the data, you see what you say, act on it, man. This is how you grow in life. Of all the arts out there in the world, the art of communication is senior, most important, and whatever you can do to increase your quality of communication, there it is for you. So look, I'm going to give you some links on some of the different communication courses that I've personally done. They have made all the difference in my life. It's when I became a professional salesperson, and I've studied so much stuff in sales. But when I did this one course, it changed everything for me. Check it out. Maybe it'll mean something to you, and you decide. You look at it and you decide if this is something you might be interested in. Good luck on that.